Alright guys, well, old Blue Accord here, and I had talked about changing this brake caliper out. The old one the piston probably got corroded and probably got a little rust in it from sitting mostly, and it's kind of jammed in this bore. So I went ahead and got a remanufactured one. Didn't cost me much. I can't remember, I think 17 bucks, Rock Auto. It's the same style, Tegra Type R. So went ahead and ran it around a little bit. It works good. I've been checking just to make sure that the banjo isn't leaking, and I'm going to check that a few more times because you always want to make sure. They did come out. They gave me a kit with all the parts, gave me the brand new clips, crush washers, all that stuff. So that's kind of cool. So that added to it, but sometimes those crush washers, they're hard to trust. So, but it bled out good. I don't see any leaks. It doesn't seem to be porous. It's not locked up, so I'm pretty happy with that. But what I'm really kind of interested in, I'm going to keep this old one, and I'm going to get a rebuild kit for it, and we'll go ahead and do a caliper rebuild, because I haven't done one since I was probably 18 or 19, I guess. So the shop I worked for, we kind of were far out. So what I meant far out was we weren't near a parts store or where you could just run across the street and get parts. So we would rebuild, when we did a brake job, so we would rebuild everything. So we rebuild the wheel cylinders, and then of course we'd rebuild the calipers. And we had seals and piston kits for most of your big brands, Ford and Chevy, Dodge, stuff like that. These Hondas probably didn't. It's kind of hard to keep a lot of the Hondas ones in stock too, but it was probably like a 20-mile one-way trip to go pick up a part. So, and we ran a parts run about once a day, but we just didn't have time to do it. So that was a standard thing to do with brakes, is you would rebuild everything. So this buying a remanufactured really just kind of came about in the last 25 years. And of course we know a lot of remanufactured stuff doesn't come out too good, but this one did. I was pretty impressed. Yeah, so I'm gonna end up doing a video when I get the kit and everything, get some time. We'll strip that down and rebuild it, see what the board looks. I'm curious what the board looks like inside. That's gonna be the big thing. So, I'll have a spare, but yeah, so that's what this video is basically going to be about. Like I said, we'll strip this one down and we'll see what it looks like. But all right, thank you. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to continue on with a brake caliper rebuild, and as you can see, I've got a pneumatic rig here, a little pipe, and a little what they call a Presto lock fitting. And I've got the brake bleeder tightened down, hopefully, and then I kind of rigged up this piece of wood, hopefully just to keep that thing from blowing completely out. But that should give me enough space to pop that piston out. We're going to see. Now you can tell this caliper's pretty rusty, so we're going to give it a quick blast. And I haven't tried this yet, so it may not work. May not have enough air. See what happens. I got the safety glasses on. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, pretty good. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pause it and pull that wood out, and we'll look at the bore. Alright, right back to it. So I went ahead and blew the piston out, and let's see if we can get in there, see what we can see. Yeah, rust. It doesn't look that bad. It's really just where the boot had probably been letting a little moisture come back through. And yeah, that bore does not look that bad. You can see up in there. Yeah, I can see the ridges of the bore. So that's pretty good. That just tells me that, just over time, I'm going to look up to the top while I talk. Yeah, it's not a bad looking bore at all. Maybe this boot ripped and let a little contaminant in. It's hard to say. The boot doesn't look ripped, and the piston itself, yeah, it doesn't look bad either. So I would expect it to be a really big rust ridge. Yeah, there isn't one. Right there is, but it's not. Well, maybe it is enough. Yeah, you can kind of see. I'll try to get in as close as I can. Yeah, there's a rust ridge right there, and that's probably where it doesn't take much to get stuck. And it kind of, your piston ends up riding in the same place. So I mean, it's definitely I'm definitely going to get another one, but I'm just a little surprised that it's not as rusty as you would think. I've seen them way worse, especially if you live up north or in a salt area. But yeah, that's mostly just dirty contaminant. It's really not a pitted rust. So alright, kind of surprised there. Let me just do a little, just wipe the bore out with the clean white rag. Yeah, so I'll go ahead and order a piston and seal, and someday we'll rebuild this. Do a little brake hone action. And yeah, like I said, it's not that bad in there. I do change my brake fluid quite a bit, because I've showed y'all. Yeah, it's a good looking bore. Oh yeah, you can see it good right there. And also, I'll go ahead and check another thing it told me when I took the bleeder out, I saw rust on the end of it, so I knew, I was like, I got a little bit of a rust deal going on. So, and the symptoms of this caliper was it was sticking. It would clamp down, but it wouldn't really release that well. And yeah, as you can see, that's the telltale sign of a little rust right there. Nothing terrible, but yeah, and you can tell the outsides. So old, and they sat a lot too. Sitting hurts a car. So yeah, I'm really just surprised that it's not that bad. Okay, well, thanks for looking. That was a little bit more of the second, or I guess the third part of the brake deal. And then we'll go ahead and do a hone job and put a new piston in there, and then the seal. Yeah, where's the seal? I don't know. We'll have to look. But thanks again for looking. I'll keep you guys posted.